Play it again.
Have you ever accidentally grabbed a man's ball?
Play it
No, I
again.
haven't.
Has anybody in this room accidentally grabbed a man's
Look,
purse?
look.
I mean, if I'm playing basketball, I'm
Does
definitely
that
grabbing
look like
some
an
nuts.
accident?
Hey,
Your boy got a handful. Are we kidding?
Yeah.
Crazy. Lately, I feel like escaping.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Jay Ryan, and we're back for another episode of What's Next with Jay Ryan. And today I got some cool friends in the building. I want you guys to give it up for a good friend of mine, Bridget Kelly.
Hi.
What's going on?
I'm so glad that you decided to continue on this show host journey. This feels like a TV talk show. I'm not gonna lie.
It is a TV talk show.
It's
Well, it will be
fantastic.
eventually.
It's on its
everybody
way.
keeps calling it a podcast. I'm like, it's not a podcast.
No, this is the talk
It's
show.
a talk show.
This is the talk show.
Yeah.
I support that. Yeah, I love it. I'm happy.
And I'm happy
to be
you're here. Brief thing on Bridget. Bridget had her own show
Yes,
called
I did.
See the Thing Is, and I got to be a guest on that show, and we had so much
We had
fun.
so much fun that show. It was such a good time.
I was actually nervous to do it, and
Which
then
is
it was
crazy.
I think anybody going into like a show setting like this is like it is a nervous thing. Even my first episode doing this, I was like a little nervous, and now I just realized how smooth and easy it is. Thanks to the people in the background. shout out to y'all.
Shout out to the team, everyone that makes this possible.
But yeah, thank you for being here.
Of course.
I also want to give it up for my boy in the building, Ashwell Boyd, model and creative. What up, Ash?
Yes, model and creative.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Side note about Ash. Ash actually modeled for when I had BU.
Oh wow!
Remember I had the BU
Yes.
campaign? So we met originally because he did modeling for BU.
Got
so,
it. Got it.
26. That was like 15.
Yes, and we didn't even know each other at the time, and he did it as a favor
that's dope.
and for free. So shout out to you. Thank you so much.
Early work.
Yesterday's price is not today's
not
price.
free
Let's
anymore.
not get
Look.
crazy.
I'm not free anymore.
Look, I won't ask again, but but yeah, what's going on, guys?
What's happening?
Thank you for being here today.
Of course, this is a good time. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, so we're never gonna run out of things to talk about. That's for sure. I feel like the world is in an interesting place, and it's about to be summer. So,
Dude, I'm so excited for summer. And are
too.
you coming back to LA? Because I know you live in New York.
I'm bi-coastal at the moment. So once a month I'm here.
I'm jealous. I want to be bi-coastal in New York.
It's I would like to come back, but I think for the time being, it just makes more sense for me to come to LA, get my work done, and then go back to New York.
Yeah.
Just for now.
That's
for now.
cool.
Yeah. For now.
I have a sidebar. So Bridget actually was signed to Rock Nation as an artist. You were their first artist, correct?
Yes, I was.
Is Rock Nation no more? Because didn't they like shut down?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I have
Because
no
I remember, aren't you still with them as far as publishing?
No.
Okay.
Our last contract, I was multiples. Last contract was over in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
are we going to hear any?
Oh yeah, we're working on a new project.
Okay.
Working on a new album. More on that
Okay, back
later.
to music.
More on that later.
Okay.
More on that later.
We'll get into
but,
it.
No, I mean it's really, for me, it's been podcasting, producing. I'm doing some brand development with a fitness brand that I really love, called Honor Active, and yeah, it's just been a really exciting. It's been an exciting year.
Yeah.
I just think I'm in a good creative space. Producing has really become my favorite piece because I get to help other people launch their. I get to be the behind the scenes person
Right.
that helps people bring their visions to life.
That's where the real money is.
And there's a lot of money in that. So yeah, that's definitely where my head is at for the time being.
Yeah. And modeling for you, what's going on?
Man, it's been pretty good. Honestly, it's a pretty good season for the black man. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
It really is.
It's pretty crazy. No, it's been a really good
The
season.
chocolate guys are in right now.
Honestly, but besides modeling, like, it's my full time. But besides that, I've been doing a couple commercial gigs and stuff.
Fire.
Things been pretty cool, and I also started working as a creative director for this store on Rodeo. Make sure y'all check out.
Oh, excuse me, on Rodeo.
Oh,
Sorry,
on Rodeo.
Say that louder.
Make sure y'all
On
check us
Rodeo.
out. Parliament, Beverly Hills.
What kind of stuff is it?
It's high wear, like Margiela, high designer. Really, we have more women's stuff that's fire. Our men's stuff is, I feel like since I just came, it's going to get better. But like our women's stuff is really what's fire. And I think,
that.
anybody that's trying to get their honey a little nice,
They got to come in and see you.
They
They
should
got to
come
come
check
talk
it
to
out.
you. Okay.
get you right.
Okay.
All right. I feel it. Well, congrats on that. You're signed to an agency?
Yeah, I'm signed to Wilhelmina. I've been with Wilhelmina.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me.
Come on, Wilhelmina.
Love
Good.
that.
I feel like Wilhelmina was like the big agency that everybody wanted to be signed to, especially out
absolutely.
here. And then I feel like IMG low-key came up.
Elite.
Yeah, they started.
IMG became like that girl. But hey, you stay booked, so I guess it just matters on who your agent is within the company.
Everything depends. You know how just like life, it depends on what you do.
What you need, yeah.
No, deadass, because I used to get so many people signed to Wilhelmina, but they weren't like booking like that. They would be signed. You can be signed to an agency. It doesn't mean that you're gonna get work.
It's true.
You have to have that agent within the agency that's like hungry to get you the work.
Yeah.
So just a side note for all you guys trying to model out there.
The hustler spirit.
It's pretty difficult. I feel like it's more for most of the models. It's more random than just planned. I feel like I don't really. I played basketball growing up. I came to LA and I was just playing ball and people was like, you should be a model.
They were like, oh wow.
I didn't hear that growing up. I only heard that when I came out here.
They were like, you have a great jumper, but cheekbones.
Right.
I was like, what?
Well, let's get into some topics. There's a lot that happened within this past week.
So many.
We're gonna play a few clips and go over them, and I just want to hear you guys' reactions. This week, Kaitlin Clark and Angel Reese got into a court spat during the game where Kaitlin received a flagrant foul on the play. Angel received a technical foul. Can we play the clip?
Rebecca Allen, too strong on a three. And look out, Kaitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese gets right up into Kaitlin Clark.
Okay, so the walkaway was crazy, but I feel like Kaitlin's actual teammate is the one who pushed her. I don't know if y'all caught that.
The walkaway, she didn't have no smoke. That's why I said it wasn't a flagrant.
She didn't have no smoke?
She had no smoke for her. She threw her down and then walked away.
That's what we call passive aggression.
Oh my God.
It's passive aggressive. You throw rocks and hide your hand. That's precisely what that was. I have a couple thoughts on this.
Okay.
For one, I feel for both women because I feel like the audience and their fan bases, it's unfortunate, but a lot of Kaitlin Clark's like fans are incredibly racist. And so it's not really her agenda and energy. I don't think there's a race issue between them. I think it becomes the bigger conversation for the audience and the fans is more rooted in that. That's where that discourse comes from. But watching this, I saw a different angle of it yesterday, actually, from behind, and the where she places her foot. That's
there it
aggressive.
is.
Like the additional movement of her right arm was what made it flagrant to me. And the other teammate definitely pushed her and did the most. But that little extra moment at the end, that's what made it flagrant. Otherwise, it's just a regular foul.
I got a question. So, do y'all think that it would have still been that if she didn't react in that way?
I don't feel like her reaction was bad. It's not like she swung on her.
I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was bad.
If this was the NBA, they would have swung.
Would they still gave her a flagrant foul though? If she had just got up and been like,
I don't think she should have got a foul at all.
Really?
Because what is she getting a foul for?
a flagrant foul.
The flagrant foul. You didn't think that was a foul?
You didn't think
First
it was
of all, what does flagrant mean? Just so we're clear.
flagrant means
Flagrant means different things in different contexts.
A foul is a foul. A flagrant is when you have intent to like hurt them, kind of.
Right.
Got you.
Intent to like, or like
Right.
it's excessive. Like just you put a little extra on it. You can foul somebody and stop them, but then if you foul them and push them on the ground afterwards, that's
Got you.
I actually think that the teammate pushing Angel made it worse.
Right?
I actually
That's
think
what I'm saying.
Even
That's
if
what I'm
Angel
saying.
got up and was like, "Damn, what the fuck, bitch?" Like, you know what I mean? If she had that reaction and then they kept playing and they kept it going, it would have been fine.
It might have not been a flagrant.
It might not have been flagrant.
That's what I'm saying.
And
I
I
feel
think
like in
her
basketball
teammate
you
made it
need
worse.
some of this. Somebody said to me, they were like, I didn't even know that Angel Reese was still playing basketball
Yeah.
because she has her own show and stuff. It's crazy because she did say in an interview one time that her and college basketball give more highlights than being in the WNBA.
Absolutely.
So when they made that comment saying like I didn't even know she was still playing basketball, I was like, damn, that kind of is true.
Well, because
she is doing so many other things. She looks great, by the way.
Well, Kaitlin Clark is also she's her in the WNBA. She is. She's that girl. Like we can't dispute it. It's not to say Angel's not an incredible player, but ultimately when push comes to shove, who is the person responsible for
Make her the logo.
has been the viewership. It's been Kaitlin
Make
Clark.
her the logo, dog.
Well,
So-
Kaitlin wasn't at the Met
If
Gala,
Jerry West
so
is the
She
NBA,
surely was not.
If Jerry
Whatever.
West the NBA logo, put her as the WNBA logo. She's
Yeah.
like that.
I also think that, if we bring race into it, then ultimately because Angel is taller than her, she's bigger than her, she has more of a physical presence than Kaitlin. She's always going to be called the more aggressive one.
Right.
That's just the way that it, you know what I mean? That's just the way that it goes. And also because it's women's sports, people still have that double standard that they expect women to still be a little bit more demure and be a little bit more reserved. And it's like, fuck out of here. We playing basketball.
Right.
Like, no, let them play. Like, let them play. So
let them fight.
let them fight.
You don't gotta be a, you know, a gent. I don't know how to explain it.
You could be a you could still be a lady, and be competitive.
But you don't gotta be like, you know,
Soft.
princess out there. You could be, you know what I'm saying? You could be rough on the edges
That's
too.
right.
Speaking of aggression, and while we're on the topic of sports, Antonio Brown this week was jumped and an attempted jury heist coming out of a boxing match. Can we play the clip? Look
He
at
was
this.
ready. It's 4 dudes.
Is that security?
Oh,
Security-
yes. We'll get
security
into it.
Security's getting whooped too?
Hey, security can't be getting
Security
rolled, though.
secured nothing.
Hey man, he stood his ground though. It's 5 people. Oh, he got. Yo, security can't be getting rolled, man. See, look at him. That's not security. That can't be the security
secured
guard.
nothing.
That's crazy.
Yo, let me tell you something.
Listen, my security guard is gonna have to be working.
I
out
have a
with me.
few
It's
thoughts
crazy.
on this.
What?
One, if he's coming from an event, then why wasn't there security there to secure the talent that was there? That is one. Two, he whooped all their asses.
Sure did.
So for them to attempt a jewelry heist on him and him turn into the Terminator and beat that ass is crazy. And not for nothing, yeah, the security
No,
did
he's
get,
getting
the security did get beat up too.
People forget football players fight.
They
like
fight.
I don't know why anybody would attempt.
Every one of them is gonna get
like
out there.
it's a different energy.
And
on
they
a
gonna
football
tackle
field.
you, bro.
Every
Like,
time.
They're gonna
Every
scoop.
time.
They're gonna scoop you. I've seen it many
They
times.
get hit for a living. Are we kidding?
Not only do they fight, but Antonio Brown is crazy. Like
Yeah.
we've seen him in the media
Yes.
quite often. Like that ain't somebody you want to play with
He's
like
gonna,
that.
He's gonna rumble.
He like
I don't
that.
understand. They running up on him. Nothing like.
It's not like you
He's
ran up
gonna
on. It's
rumble
not like
with
you
y'all.
ran up on a kicker.
The crazy thing
you know
is,
what I
though,
mean?
I did see that he
You didn't run up on the kicker. of the
Right.
team.
That's not the one.
I did see that he got arrested after though, and I was a little confused by that. If I was him, I'd sue the whole company. Including
Yeah.
I would sue
Ross.
the security company as well because
I'd
absolutely
sue him.
not.
Why did he get arrested for the security guy?
Probably because he won the fight, so he seemed like the
That's how
Sure
it is.
did.
Look.
Yeah, that's definitely how it is.
I don't know why he got arrested exactly, but yeah. There was a gunshot after. Oh, there was a gunshot?
Oh, okay.
But
Damn.
but was it? Did he shoot?
Where did this take place?
I want to say Florida.
Oh,
Yeah,
it has to be.
and to
Oh,
me-
yes, it has to be.
to
Only
me-
this type
oh,
of
it does
shit.
say Florida.
Of course, it's in Florida.
Florida has stand your ground laws, which means if he did shoot, he wouldn't be in the wrong.
I thought that only applied to your property. Is that anywhere?
No, in Florida, you could shoot
Anywhere?
somebody that like attacks you.
Yeah, if
There was
somebody,
a whole
if somebody
guy-
run up on you, stand your ground law.
Yes.
Texas too.
And in this case,
Send
it's
them,
like
send
that
them
doesn't
right.
just
Send
stand
them right
for-
up.
it's like
Oh,
10
okay.
on 1.
Send their
He
ass
could have
right
shot
up.
all of them and got off.
Could have popped them and send their ass right up.
Surely could have. You know what though?
I'm not gonna
Kudos
lie.
to him
Yeah.
because anybody that's strapped that still is down to fight that they live
And
a
you got
different
like,
life.
and you got like 15 minutes if somebody run up on you.
Yeah.
You got like 15 minutes. Or 30
15 minutes is a long time.
Low key,
to,
isn't
like,
it?
a
You
very
got
long
15
time.
minutes to go do them in. Like,
That's a
oh,
very
bet.
long
Let me
time.
think about this for a second. Okay, I'm
Let me
mad.
catch my breath and then I'm gonna come after you.
I'll be back.
15 minutes.
That's
is a long
crazy.
time.
It's a long time. It might be longer. Like it might be longer, but I think like you
That's
have a certain amount of time. Like
Insane.
after you're attacked or threatened. Like man,
Florida's different.
Florida's different.
Shout out to y'all. Florida's
different.
Look,
place.
Antonio, I'll give you yours because you held yours.
Sure did.
And I'm not the
Was not
biggest
even trying
fan.
to run either.
I'm not the biggest fan of how you be going in on people online, but I do feel like you were not in the wrong in this situation at all.
Also, we still stealing jewelry.
man.
We didn't learn that a lot of these people don't wear their real jewelry outside.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like
probably
he does.
did.
He might. He gets.
I'm like, yo,
might
you
though.
said, I'm like,
Might
nah,
though.
he
He
do
doesn't
though.
think like that.
The way he handled himself,
He was
might-
fighting for his
he might-
jewelry.
he was
If he
fighting
didn't
for
care,
it.
he'd be like, y'all got this.
Right.
Yeah.
Hello.
That's true.
Uh,
That's a good point.
So this week, Tamar Braxton calls Lonnie Love Big Back Cadillac.
Oh,
this
shit.
comes after her speaking to Nene Leakes on the Nene Leakes show, after her talking about Candy Burrows and how Candy should be a better person and not such a bad person. Can we play the clip?
I don't understand that.
I don't understand her hairline. So, can,
Hold on.
You just put me on to something thinking like we had two big personalities, but I don't think because they knew you were coming from the jump. They knew that. They built the show.
Look at this fade in the
I
front.
always thought it was a lie.
Business
She
in the
telling
back.
people that you and Vince pitched this. How did this go? How did this work? So we was at the Beverly Hills Hotel. You know, that's Vince's other place. Yeah. And I had a meeting with Telepictures. Nice. And they wanted to explore.
I think we missed the part where she actually called her the Big Black Cadillac because I think it was like right in the beginning. I don't know. A lot confused me with this clip because she said that she was actually a producer on the show. The whole conversation was about The Real.
Right.
She said that she was a producer. Nene even asked her like how much say so did she have. She said I had a lot of say so. I was the one who brought on Tia Mari and somebody else. Which I'm also like, but you also got fired, so you clearly didn't have that much say so as a producer on the show. So I don't know, but I was confused because earlier in the conversation they had talked about Candy Burroughs and their relationship, and she was like, Candy, like we all want to Trump for you, but you're a bad person. You got to be a better person. But then she goes on to call Lonnie Love Big Fat Cadillac, and I was just like, so how you throw a stone at one, but tell somebody else that you're a bad person in another, all with this fade in the front of your head, and I just can't get past the wig. I'm not gonna lie.
I just don't understand the point. Like, what is the point of calling her big? I don't know. I feel like weight shaming anybody in this
day and age,
but also at their big age. Like y'all too old to be calling people big. Like what? At that point, it's thyroid issues. Like, it's hormones. Like, what are we talking about? Like, this is not
You gotta start roasting. No, that's crazy.
But also, Lonnie's always been big, and Lonnie knows she big. So what's the point of saying it?
But also, Nene used to be big. A lot of these people used to be big.
Tamar, you was bigger.
I just think,
I don't think Tamar's a great person. I would just be honest. Like, I think Tamar's voice is amazing, singing wise. Vocally, amazing.
The mic is on.
But man, shut the fuck up.
I think podcasts, and I hate to say this as a podcaster, but podcasts unfortunately open up the door for opinions that we never needed to hear. Like there's a lot of people on podcasts that say a bunch of shit we don't need to hear. We don't need to know. We don't need to hear. It's nasty. It's mean-spirited. And ultimately, it's unnecessary. That's why I was like, well, what was the reason?
Do you think she just got hyped up and just called her big back?
I think what works for a lot of podcasters is being salacious and being mean, especially for women. So in these kinds of catty moments, it's like she just, you know what I mean? She's on Nene Leakes show. Nene Leakes.
Not gonna lie. You think she planned that? Do you think she wrote that out before she said that, or she just off?
I think that she's been holding on to some feelings. It seems like she's been holding on to some feelings for a while.
Tough. That was a good to put that together out of.
Well, no, Tamar's quick. She shoots from the hip.
Yeah, but Tamar also sat on the show of The Real and cried about Chris Brown calling her a Muppet. Yeah. Do you not remember that? So it's like, how could you? I don't understand how you could like clown somebody.
Chris Brown.
How you could clown somebody.
She was very upset.
And weight shaming them, but yet cry on a panel about somebody else saying something about you. And I guess that's where I just get lost. It's like
I hate it.
Either you're gonna be a joker and take jokes too, or you're.
That's what I hate about all that.
You can't cry wolf.
Most of the time, people that do that, they never can take the joke.
Well, everybody's insecure. Everybody has insecurities. Everybody has things about themselves that they don't want the world to know. But if we're gonna call a spade, everybody's also had a lot of work done on the face, on the body, on all the things. So everyone needs to relax. It's a lot of glass houses.
Look, not me though.
Not me though.
Oh yeah, my family does skincare. So if y'all need to get your
it's a lot
of done, let me know.
It's a lot of glass houses. You
gotta pull up too in Dallas. I be telling him all the time. Every time he's in Dallas, I be telling him your mom's staying for work.
And
right?
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta come to my dad's spa. My dad got a medical spa. We do like all the skincare stuff, so I'm super.
Is it like
I'm Botoxed out? No, I'm just playing. Look,
like,
look, your face was like. She was like, "What?" No, I'm just playing. I'm lying.
You don't look like that at all.
No, I'm lying.
No, but I think, and it's no shade to anybody who does, right? Like at this point, I've done it before. We've all experimented. We all will at some point.
It's 2025.
But because of that, it's like that doesn't lead you to be more empathetic and compassionate around the fact that everybody has some shit about themselves that they want to change or they feel insecure about. Weight is just one of those things.
I just don't like the cry wolf thing. If she didn't sit on that show and cry about the whole Muppet thing, then I wouldn't care. If she was just like,
well, most people who dish it, like Ash said, can't take it.
Yeah.
So that's that on that.
Girl, do better.
I think everybody got to do better.
Do better. Yeah. This week, Lizzo was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, and he asked her who was only nice to you before you got famous, and this was her response.
Who is
She looks good.
She looks so good.
Nice to you after you became super famous?
Oh my God, I have an answer and I don't
say it.
Don't say it.
It was someone that you had met before.
Say it.
Yeah.
It was someone you had met before.
Someone I played shows with in the past.
Really?
Yeah.
And then you really hit. And
now
they got really.
They're like, oh, hi. Like, you know, they wanted me on a song. But I remember I was at the VMAs the same year they were, and they were like, what are you doing here?
Because she just twisted it.
Right.
I know.
Because she really want to say who it is. She's like, ooh, do I? Tell me this. You being an artist and even you being in the modeling industry, have you had this experience before?
Yeah, absolutely. There were people that I met that when I was in proximity to the Carters used to talk to me all the time, and now I'll be in a room with them and they don't speak.
Wow.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. That's the nature of the industry.
It's definitely. I've had it more like. It'll be like I met people like in 2015, 2016, like before I was a model, and then, like I met them in like 2019, 2020 when I was like fully established and I'm on posters and stuff, and they'll meet me and they'll be like as if they never met me before, and I'll be like. I'll let them like go. I always do this. Like I'll let them
you
like
see
go
how far
on a little
right.
bit. Then I'll be like, yo, do you remember like you met me before? And they'll be like, nah. And I'll be like, let me explain to you when you met me so you can remember.
Right.
And they remember it was just a different,
different
got
time.
different phases of.
Oh, you're nice.
Yeah, no, you're very nice. I don't.
Because I've had situations where obviously like I'm connected to a lot of talent, and I feel like when you meet people. Yeah, when you meet people with the talent that you hang out with, and obviously a lot of people in my friend group are famous.
Yeah.
And when I meet people with them, then people are like your best friend. Then you could literally see the person the next day, and they'll be like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And I don't play that shit.
Nice to meet you is crazy.
I do not play that shit. Now
Joey was
I
like,
understand forgetting names.
You were at my table last night.
Mine is years. You talking about the next day? Mine's years. I can't. I'm not going to say
the next day is because I had two situations that were like that. Where I went to a party one night and this particular person talked my fucking head off the whole night. The next day, my friend Rose, Bertram, the model, she was like, come with me to this party. I'm not going to say who it is either. But we go to this party. The boy was like, oh my God, all excited to see her. He goes, introduce me to your friends. And so then he goes, yo, what's up? I'm da-da-da. And then I was like, yo, let's not do this again. But I didn't spaz, but I was like, let's not do this again.
Let's not do this
I've
small
met
talk
you so
intro.
many times. You literally talked my fucking head off all night last night. And here you are saying,
wow,
nice to meet you. Like,
drugs?
I'm good. Well, he said it. He was like,
I'm like, are people on drugs?
He actually said it. He was like, bro, I was so high and drunk last night. I was like, yeah, maybe last night, but we've met so many times. We don't need to do this again because I'm not impressed and I don't care.
Oh no, I've definitely seen you do that a number of times.
Let me tell you something.
I've seen you do that numbers of times.
I've met Beyonce.
He's hit people with that?
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't play that.
Yes, because people will show up. We would be out the night before, a couple days later, be at brunch and see somebody, and it's like, oh, hey, oh, hi, nice to meet you. And he's like, oh, we met when you were at my table at...
You were at my table? Yo, cook them real quick. Why you
gonna nice to see you again.
Yo,
like,
cook them out in front of everybody. Like,
keep it cute. Just
I've met Beyonce probably 3 or 4 times, like, personally.
I did once.
The last time I seen her, she said, nice to see you again.
Yeah.
If Beyonce can remember me, I'm sorry, but like...
She's different. She's different.
If she can remember me with all
she's
the
different.
touring
She
and all the
remembers
people that are in
names,
her face,
she remembers faces, she remembers...
crazy work.
Yeah, that's
I did
different...
a movie where I was like right here for like 2 hours.
Right after she said, nice to see you again, I literally looked at my friends and said, we're friends now. y'all jealous. Like, that's
Beyonce knows me.
That's my girl.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't like that in the industry. I actually came up with a show concept for that actual like thing.
I think you have to, it's a thin line. I think it's a thin line. I think being kind to people should be the baseline, like in any industry, but in entertainment especially, being kind to people is important. Being unkind is a choice. And I feel like if you are negligent because you're busy or you're in the middle of, like anytime you talk to glam, and you know this from being a model, anytime you talk to the makeup artist, the groomers, the hairstylists, they have all the tea.
They have all the good.
They have all the tea. So they know
everything.
like who's treating who, which kind of way, who's going through it, who's got this going on. And sometimes people in the industry just have so much going on that they're overwhelmed and you catch someone on a bad day, which is a very different situation. There's a difference between having a bad day and being a bad person.
For sure.
So you can have a bad day. I've heard so many different stories about people that we know, you know what I mean? Like our famous friends there's always going to be a story like, oh yeah, well she wasn't really nice to me.
Yeah,
and I'm
I've definitely had that.
I'm like, you probably tried to talk to her when she was trying to go to sleep in first class,
or in the club,
right?
Nobody's about to say what's up to you in the club. Like, you're trying to talk to somebody. They're gonna be like,
or you get introduced to somebody at an event where everybody is clearly lit. You know what I mean? Those kinds of moments I think are different. I think even opening on a show, right? Like I had an experience with somebody I opened for. I won't name her, but I won't. But she was nasty. She had a nasty attitude. She was not kind. She was not nice. And I got her flowers because I felt so great about even the opportunity.
Yeah.
And she didn't even acknowledge, like she left the flowers in the dressing room. Like she didn't even acknowledge it, said nothing. And I was like, fuck that bitch for the rest of my days. And I ran into her again a couple years later. And she was so kind. She was so sweet and whatever. And I reminded her, I was like, hey, do you remember that I opened for you? She was like, oh my God, yeah, your set was so good. And she was like, I love this song.
Did she remember immediately or did she remember?
Watched. No, well, she remembered. She didn't remember being unkind to me, but she remembered like the show and was like, oh yeah, this was when you performed this song. This was my favorite song of yours.
They never remember that.
And I was like, oh, but in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, you don't remember being unkind, but you do remember watching my show and actually knowing who I was. You remembered my music. Like, so I think people can have bad days. With Lizzo, the Lizzo situation, obviously she didn't name the person, but I think you got to be careful, one, how you treat people, but also give people grace. Because a lot of people don't fucking like Lizzo, if we're honest. A lot of people don't have nice shit to say about her.
You know what's crazy? I met her before she blew up at Life is Beautiful Festival.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
She's friends with Sean Ross, and we had all hung out. I didn't know that she did music at all back then. And then like literally like months later, she like took off. Yeah. She was cool as fuck when I met her. Like cool as fuck, down to earth personality, fun. We had a great time. That was just my experience, but I do find that sometimes my experiences are very different than other people's experiences. Yeah. And I will say, even with everything we're talking about, I do feel like least people try me because they know how vocal I am. Yep. Because people do tell me stories about specific people that I'm around, and they be like, "How do you?" And I'm like, I think that people know not to fuck with me because they know, he has a mouth. He's going to pop off. He's not going to fall back because I'm famous or whatever the case. And I think that I kind of got lucky in that sense, but there are a few. That have. You
just gotta be careful how you treat people, man. Just be mindful.
My mom always said, like, and I mean, I feel like our parents should say it, but it is very much like treat people the way you want to be treated, and that is how I move. I'm very much like treat you how I want to be treated.
So with the thing about them not remembering you, do you feel like, saying they acting like they don't remember you? Have you ever been in because I've been in situations where like I've done like match shoots or commercials and stuff, and I've worked with like directors and people, and everything happens so fast. You might like do like 5 shoots in a week or 2 weeks.
So earlier you said yours had been like a year in between. Yeah. I do understand somebody not remembering you within a year.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do too.
When I say it, I mean like I'm constantly running into these people, or we were on a whole trip together.
That's a different
because you know a lot of time together. Because you know a lot of time there'd be like these trips where they invite all this talent out.
There's no way you went on a trip and somebody act like they didn't know you.
Bro. I would lose my mind. Like, get out of here. We were in the same hotel for days.
Yo, I'm too black for that. Like,
I have green hair.
I'm dark, dog. If you act like you don't remember me, I'm be like, all right, bro, come on, man. Like, you're just playing around, dog. Like,
I'm with you on that. Like, please.
You're basing it on your skin tone. I mean, I'm too black for the way they be trying it. Don't try me.
Oh, he means I'm too black. He means, no, I'm too black.
I'm too black.
He's like, no, I'm too black.
According to reports, Brandy and Monica are finally going on tour with the Boy Is Mine tour. They are bringing Kelly Rowland along with them and Money Long. This is kind of true, but we don't know if it's like 100% true.
I'm praying.
We're hoping that this is true.
I would love for this to be true.
Because it's been said so many
Really?
One of my first crushes. I watched every episode of Moesha.
Wow.
I was, even the bad, it got started getting really bad.
Started to get a little,
after she got that weird car, it started getting like.
I was always a bigger Monica fan.
You like Monica more?
I was always a bigger Monica fan.
What?
Brandy.
Nah.
I always liked Brandy growing up. Don't get me wrong. Moesha, the movies, I always liked Brandy too. But it was something about Monica's voice that I always liked Monica's voice.
I liked Monica
better.
in the beginning, and then once Never Say Never came out, that was when I was like, oh nah, Brandy got it. Brandy got vocals, Brandy got ad-libs, Brandy got, and then we actually did a study on her Full Moon album when her Full Moon album came out in high school. We did like a whole songwriting workshop around it, and so I'm Yeah, I'm a Brandy is vocal Bible.
I was about to say a lot of people say that.
Brandy is vocal Bible.
But I don't know.
Brandy was
Monica's
cool,
vocals to
man.
me have always been like
Monica's amazing. I'm not gonna
and see
take
that's
anything
how
away
I
from
feel
her.
about Brandy. Brandy's amazing, but Monica for me is it. Like I love Monica's voice.
Brandy's ability to like just completely re-sing her own songs with a different melody that's still in pocket. Her ad-lib, like when I think about ad-libs as a singer, like how everybody knows her ad-libs, like the singers know her ad-libs and know where she like will add a harmony somewhere. Like those kinds of things to me.
She was put more in the spotlight too, though.
That is
She was put more in the spotlight too, though.
She was put more in the spotlight. I don't think that's true.
I do because of television.
I think
her having
Monica,
TV shows.
I think
TV show.
I think
Monica had started.
Movies,
Monica started a
She did
family. Monica started a family earlier, and I think that
that's
took
true.
her
Okay,
out of
that's
took her
true.
out of that. And that was a choice. I don't think the industry was punishing her for that because she still looked the fuck good.
Brandy had a child early too.
She did have a child.
She did, but she was
but
still
then
making music and doing like.
I will say for me, Monica also toured though, whereas Brandy didn't. And I feel like you've seen Monica out in public more. So Brandy, had more camera time as far as like movies and television go, but Monica was doing shows, and I appreciate that. Well, now Brandy did say that she had like a lot of like stage fright, which is why she didn't tour.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She said she always talked about like how she had stage fright. And then even this tour, this has been an ongoing thing where they were supposed to do it so many times, but then issues. And I do feel like it was always the fans that created the issues with even the conversation we're having, which obviously with us, it's like we love them both. Whereas I feel like fans always put one over the other and always made it a thing. I even seen where Ray J had said, where they had asked Ray J if they were to do a tour, who would headline it. And he was like, don't ask me something like that. One, Brandy's his sister. Of course he's gonna say her. But he was like, I love Monica down, but there's no comparison. Where I feel like questions like that do create the issues between the two of them. And Ray J having such a big following himself, it's like, and that's your sister, whatever, you're gonna have to say it, even if you do believe that to be true. Personally, I do think it should be a dual headlining tour.
I agree.
They are just as big. And
I
Monica
agree.
said when they did Versus, how many times people always put them together, and that's what created the issue. Have you ever been in a tour setting where you felt like you belong
As a headline?
in a different placement on shows?
No.
That's
I was
always like
fine
that's
with-
always
with
like a
what
big
I-
thing with people I heard, where it's like they feel like they should go later because they feel like they're bigger.
Having that conversation now I think is harder because some artists have bigger profiles than bigger hits. So I think, you know what I mean? It's kind of like if you were to put like SZA and Summer Walker on a tour. Do you know what I'm saying? Like who has a bigger profile? SZA has a bigger profile. But who might have more hits under her belt. It may not necessarily, people may not say SZA, people may say Summer. People may say, you know what I mean? Or the opposite could be true. Where it's like
that one's really
it's tricky.
That's a tricky one.
It's tricky because you
What do you
got
think?
good
What do you
singers,
It's
good
funny
records.
because obviously Chris Brown being like one of the biggest.
Yep.
I've had conversation where he said when it comes to those like radio tours, and
Yeah.
obviously he is the headliner because he's who he is. He don't care to go last. Chris is like, put me earlier so I can get the fuck out of here. I don't want to wait the whole time. He was like, people always argue about shit like that. He was like, truth be told, he was like, people be wanting to go after seeing all those people anyway. So he was like, I don't care to be last. He was like, I know I'm the biggest. It's not an ego thing for me. And so it was funny hearing that come from somebody like him.
Well, also with Chris, the great thing about him is that any tour we've seen where it's a dual headlining tour, they bounce back
He
and
really
forth.
makes it dual headlining.
A dual headlining tour.
Yes.
So even like the Lil Baby tour, it was very much two songs of Chris and then 2 songs of Lil Baby and then Chris and then Lil Baby. Like it was very much a back and forth. When Jay-Z did that with Justin Timberlake, it was the same situation.
Great situation.
And it was they made their bands made musical transitions so that all of their songs actually blended together. So the show was really them. And I feel like now artists can do that. I think if we're being fair, I think now it has more to do with money than it does about the status of going first.
Right.
I don't think most artists, at least not the ones I've spoken to, care about, especially if they're on tour with an artist they respect. And especially the R&B girls, they love each other.
Yeah.
So like there's no rivalry between Coco Jones and Money Long. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're happy to be on stage with each other and in a room with each other. It's more about, well, who's getting more money? Who's getting paid more money? Who has a bigger budget? Who's got a band? Who has more production, right? Like who has better lighting? Like those kinds of things I think are more pertinent than, you know, the
If
ego.
you're sharing a
moment of going
stage though,
first.
why isn't it the same lighting? I'm confused.
You have a different team. You have a different team. You have a different. The headliner of a tour usually has a lighting person, someone that's doing lighting in front of house. They have a different sound person. They may have a different wireless mic. They may have, they may travel with their own wireless mic. Some people have in-ears, some people don't. Everybody has something different, right? Like Miguel had like a leather mic stand with fringe. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has different.
Was that the time where he kicked the lady?
I don't know.
You remember?
I remember when he kicked
You remember
the lady.
like Miguel dropped the leg on the lady?
R.I.P. to those pants, because that was that was a good moment. That was a good show.
There's a thousand wrestling memes about that.
But I mean, it might have been. But everybody has. I'm just saying, like everybody has their own kind of like customized experience, right? Like you look at Janae. Janae Aiko loves to be barefoot.
She be doing sound baths and everything.
She be barefoot. She has sound bowls
on stage. She barefoot.
Yeah, she did her arena tour barefoot.
It's different, Matt.
Well, she's creating.
Coachella barefoot.
Yeah, she's creating an energy field.
That's
you know what I'm saying? She had
earthy.
sound. She had the sound bowls. Like
earthy.
That's fire.
she's very earthy. So those kinds of things are like
hipster girls.
everybody has their thing, and I think as long as there's room for everyone to celebrate that, you never want it to look like if you're a person that has the lighting and you've got, you know what I'm saying, the full band or whatever. If you're the opening act, that might mean you get a black curtain and a DJ, and you know what I'm saying? And at which point that's where it feels like, damn, you really the opener.
You made a comment saying that the R&B girls get along. Did you ever watch the show R&B Divas? Like any of them?
That was
very entertaining work, and they definitely need to bring it back.
I hated it.
Matt, really?
I hated
Would
it.
you ever be on that show?
No. You know me. I'm never going back on a reality show.
Yeah.
Learn my fucking lesson.
R&B Divas was some great TV. I'm not gonna lie, because what I will say about R&B Divas is they definitely showcase the talent of these women, because a lot of them that you may have even forgotten about, and it's like they still do shows. It was a while ago on TV One, but they did an R&B Divas and then they did an LA version. And I mean, it was good. It was good.
What was the other show? I think it was a BET show with the girls from 702. What was that show with Nivea?
Encore! Great TV.
That was a good show.
They actually were supposed to come back for a second season, but
that was great.
Keely was having a baby.
And Keely was so good on that show.
The crazy thing is, so they actually end up forming they actually end up forming a group out of that television show called Blueprint.
3LW. But
you know their album actually charted.
Which album?
The album that came from that show actually charted.
I believe it.
That's the Promises girl, right?
Yes. Yes, my homie.
That was.
I'm gonna have. Hopefully, we have her on the show soon.
Yeah, that's your boo.
Keely,
she's funny.
We need you here.
It's a good time.
Let's go into a game. Wrong or fair game. Recently, Toni Braxton showed up at her son's graduation, and she was wearing a very interesting outfit. Was this wrong or fair game for her to wear this to her son's graduation?
She went crazy.
Yes.
Hey, yo, Mom, chill out, man.
Crazy.
I'm telling Mom, chill out. Like, Mom, what's up?
She went crazy.
Why would Toni wear this to her son's graduation?
Hey, she outside. This high school?
Toni always...
it's college, right?
Is it college?
Howard. It's college.
She looking for a
Even
tenderoni.
if it's... I was about to say,
she looking for a young tenderoni.
Because I heard that relationship was over with her and Birdman.
Yeah, we rubbing our
Toni
hands
said,
together.
I'm looking for a tenderoni.
We rubbing our hands.
We not rubbing our hands together no more.
What
something
Birdman
about
do,
this,
Damn.
I just I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's
That's my only note. I just don't like
Toni.
He messed up. That's why she doing this. You know how it is. When the dude messed up, they gotta go crazy. The girl gotta really go crazy.
Toni Braxton already wears very revealing stuff on red carpets, and I feel like there's a time and a place. I don't feel like the graduation was one.
You know what it feels like? I don't. I like I don't like the outfit. Period. I actually don't mind the exposure of it. It's just an ugly outfit.
I don't like the exposure for.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just ugly. Like it looks
outfit.
Like she left her pants. Like there should have been a pant that went with that jacket. Like it's. You know what I'm saying? It's an incomplete set, is what it's giving. So I just don't like the outfit at all. I think it's a outfit.
She went half jacket, half brazier. I can dig it.
I seen
that. But it's a jacket.
I seen that Shaka Khan wore something similar recently in one of her performances.
She went lingerie on her.
I'm not a person. I don't agree with the age appropriate type of attire.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Thing.
I think it's the location
it's the occasion.
Yeah,
this is just the outfit just sucks. It just sucks. The outfit sucks. The revealing of it is like, all right, that's an additional layer, but the outfit is just ugly.
Trench coat would have been cool, especially with the hat she doing.
Why does Toni look so much different than all her sisters? Like, she don't look like none of her sisters.
Is that a plastic surgery question?
I don't know, because she, even height-wise,
No,
I feel like
she's much shorter than
she's
me.
she's the oldest daughter. She's the shortest. She looks the youngest, but she also looks the best. Like, why does she look so much different than the sisters?
I don't think she looks the youngest.
You don't?
No.
Who you think looks the youngest?
Tamar looks younger than her still.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah, Tamar still looks younger than her.
Tamar is the youngest.
Yeah.
But I don't think she looks so much younger than her, though.
Did I ever tell you the first time I met Tamar? And I didn't know who she was when I met her?
I mean, was the show out yet? Because nobody knew who she was before the show.
No, this is when she was still married to Vince. This is when she was still married to Vince, and Vince was managing Gaga at the time. And we were backstage at a show with Gaga, and she had like a Ed Hardy hat or something on, like a trucker hat, and I couldn't really see her face, but enough of what I saw, and Gaga introduced me to her, and I was like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you." And I was like, "You look familiar to me. You look really familiar," and I couldn't place it, and I was like, I know who you look like. You look like Toni Braxton, but not current Toni Braxton. Unbreak My Heart Toni Braxton.
You gave her context.
And she was dying laughing, and she was like, you know what? Thank you so much. And I was like, but that makes sense, right? Like, it's from like 96 Toni Braxton. Like, she goes, no, that makes sense because that's my sister. That's my older sister. And I was like, got it.
At
really
least
glad I made
it,
that.
Like, in a weird way, yeah.
Well, I was really glad I made that distinction because I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, you look like Toni right now.
Right.
Like, you know, I didn't want to. I'm happy that and I meant it as a compliment, but you know, you never know how people are going to take things.
All right, so we're going to agree Toni was wrong for wearing that outfit.
Yeah, girl, put your pants on.
Wrong or fair game. Jaylen Brown grabs Josh Hart by the nuts during
Jaylen
the game.
Brown.
What?
Fuck Jaylen Brown.
Damn.
Fuck Jaylen Brown.
Look at this clip.
Knicks tape, baby. Knicks tape.
Look at this clip.
Trash.
Oh, he was an accident. I see.
Trash.
He was trying to grab. He just didn't.
Was that an accident?
Play it again.
Have you ever accidentally grabbed a man's ball?
Play it
No, I
again.
haven't.
Has anybody in this room accidentally grabbed a man's
Look.
I mean, if I'm playing basketball, I'm definitely grabbing some nuts.
Does that look like an accident? Your boy got a handful. Are we kidding?
Yeah.
Nothing about that was accidental.
Mind you, the boy
and
said
Josh
stop
Hart
grabbing my meat.
He already got injured. He already injured.
Damn, and they called him for that.
Good, play it one more time from the beginning.
And they called him for that.
Look at the placement, your boy. It's two motions. It's the placement and then the grab. Placement, handful.
It is a grip.
Hey,
It is a grip.
He took his time a little bit.
Let go of my meat.
A little bit.
That was crazy. Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. His hand, he's full just.
I mean, this is how I would play basketball, but I'm also playing for different reasons. So, I'm just saying.
You playing to win a different game, friend.
I would call
Josh
it fair
Hart,
game,
man,
but in this context, we're going to say it's wrong.
This is wrong. Yeah, nah.
It's a chance that it was an accident.
A chance, but it is like
I'm sorry.
The grip. And
I'm sorry.
And it was like perfectly.
He was trying to grab the jersey and pull him away.
The placement of the hand?
He wasn't looking.
You
Look.
can grab jerseys during the game?
Yeah, they do.
They do.
You're not allowed to.
They're not supposed to, but they let it
to
go.
be so small for him not to feel that there's meat in that hand.
Yo.
My thing is, it's too low.
Like, look,
bruh,
It's too
come
low.
on.
Yeah, I'm dead.
You're not grabbing the belly button.
I'm dead.
You're that
I'm dead.
far.
I'm dead.
Nah, that's crazy. That was flagrant. That was so flagrant. He also said it loses.
That's flagrant. I'm done.
It's flagrant. No, that's flagrant. That's flagrant. If somebody did that to you in the club by accident, you're not gonna be like, oh yeah, I understand. What?
Club by accident.
No. Anywhere else, everybody would be like, come on.
I love how good the camera work is because they catch everything.
Catch everything.
Okay.
Everything is in 4K.
In
All
4K,
the violations
yo, you
are
can't
in
do
4K.
nothing.
They zoomed in on the hand as
Can't
it's
do nothing.
literally
4K.
massaging it down there.
They got fingers. All this shit is crazy.
Man, all right. So
Crazy.
we're going to go ahead and call this wrong.
This is wrong.
Kevin Gates punches a YouTuber in the back of the head for trolling him while he was shopping. Is this wrong or
Punch him in the
fair
back of the head?
game?
Let me see.
Was it?
He's
What was
getting
he
charges
doing?
for that. He's crazy as hell.
You know, he could get charges for it, but I don't know why. The kid took it so like smoothly.
It's Kevin Gates. Look, stop playing with me, nigga. My bad. Wait. Can you say dick in that pussy for me real quick?
I'm crying.
Kevin Gates,
Hit him in the back of the head.
Oh, that hurt. What the heck, Kevin? I didn't appreciate that, Kevin. That hurt a lot. Kevin Gates just assaulted me. Damn. Ouch. That is Kevin Gates, bro. Nigga, I just got punched by Kevin Gates. That's low-key a dub. I'm not gonna lie.
Low-key a dub.
Was this wrong or fair game? Because
Hey,
as an artist, I
mean-
don't think that you should. You set yourself up for being sued when you put your hands on somebody. However, I do feel like the kid was trolling him. But it was so funny because his reaction was so calm after he was like, "Oh, I didn't appreciate that, Kevin Gates."
that was funny.
Yeah.
That was mad funny. No, YouTubers are good. I feel like they all react like that. Like they all have good that's the best reaction
No,
to have
I've been
on
seeing some
camera.
of them that be ready to fight back. It was so
they do?
crazy to me.
I hate them.
I agree.
I hate them. I hate people who violate personal space. Period.
They be wilding sometimes.
He already said to him, don't play. Like, stop playing with me. Leave me alone.
What I feel like is
they don't.
I mean,
they'll do anything for content. Everything is not for content. At some point, you got to stop playing with people and being in people's personal space.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't
Can't hit
do
him.
that.
Can't hit him.
You can't hit him.
I don't think. I don't hit him with him getting punched.
Yeah.
No,
You can push him. You can push him.
No,
No, you can't.
cannot.
You can't put your hands on anybody.
You cannot put your hands on people.
If they get too close to you and bump you, what do? You fall over?
If they get too close and bump
What
you?
if they get too close and they like all upon you? You like yo, you want them to watch out.
I think personal space, if they're touching you, then yeah, you have every right to hit them.
Once you're touched,
yeah.
it's a
Once you're
different
touched,
situation.
it's on.
But he's just following
trolling.
him. To me, it's again, the internet has made y'all feel like you can get in people's faces.
No, you can't.
And that's just not okay. And I think YouTubers especially, they violate people's personal space all the time. Everything is not a joke. Everything is not content. And these people are not your friends. Like, you don't know these people. That's the part that's so crazy to me. Celebrity or not, like, you don't know these people.
And
you don't know this
I
man.
will say, Kevin Gates comes off cool as fuck all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, but he doesn't
for
seem
his
like
reaction to be like this, it is like you were fucking with him.
But he stopped and said to him, bro, stop playing with me.
Yeah,
Kevin Gates seemed like he'll slap
wash
somebody
up.
For sure.
Still,
But
he'll slap
for
somebody.
the most part, he always seems cool as hell.
No, yeah, I get you.
But also, YouTubers, again, they're looking for that moment.
Like, this was big. That was a big deal.
Right. He's looking for that moment. He's looking for the content. It's all about content for them. They don't care.
He was right though. That was pretty good.
His reaction was fine, I guess.
His reaction was hilarious.
His reaction was good. That was funny.
Wow, I didn't appreciate that, Kevin.
I don't know. I just feel like the way some of these young YouTubers and content creators move, it's like
I agree. I
some
think the
people-
YouTubers are wrong. I think Kevin, be careful though, because
Don't put hands on people.
We would hate to see you get sued.
Don't
for
put hands on the people. Don't put
somebody
hands on
fucking with
people.
you.
And also, there are some people that I just think need to be punched in the face. I think every person in life needs to be punched in the face
One
once.
time, right?
You just need to be punched in the face
I
one
got stuck
time.
one time. I was talking too crazy.
But you know what I mean? And you
talking
learn.
crazy. Somebody
You
I got
learn.
punched when I was a kid, maybe not as an adult.
Well,
No. When you get punched as a kid, you learn. So
Yeah.
When you get punched as a kid, it's more jarring because you really don't expect it. You don't have your wits about you. As an adult, it's different. You want to fight as an adult.
No,
You get
for
punched in the
sure.
face.
We
But
getting it down.
I just feel like every person should be hit in the face one time. Even as a kid. I hope that it happens as
Chris,
a kid.
have you been hit in the face before? As a kid. Okay.
But you
High
learn,
school
guys,
right?
Like everybody's like,
High
yeah, we've
school,
been hit in the face as a kid.
every guy's got hit in high school before, man. Got punched one
Man,
time.
that
man.
rush to your nose.
That
I
getting
got
hit in
rushed
the
right
face.
here.
And
Ugh.
playing a team sport. I think playing a team sport is important. So you understand the value of personal space.
Yeah,
you understand the
yeah,
value
yeah.
of also, what that means for everybody else. There's just baseline rules about people. A lot of YouTubers are nerds. They're nerds. They're not cool or secure in real life. So everything's on the internet.
Yeah.
Just be careful, man. Don't
Good
get in people's
luck.
faces.
It is Cannes Film Festival season right now, and recently Denzel Washington snapped on a photographer during the red carpet.
Yep.
Let's look at the clip.
And you could see him mouthing it. I told you not to put your hands on me.
Yeah.
And then he grabs him again. See, stuff like this, the composure.
So what I'll say with this is, when I asked, is it wrong or fair game?
Denzel's good.
Fair game.
Denzel don't really come out of his face unless it's
cool.
warranted.
Yep.
On top of that, let's go to the clip where Kelly Rowland snapped on the lady on the red carpet last year, because I do feel like in Cannes, the French just be fucking with the black people. You remember this situation last year at the same red carpet? Look, don't fuck with me. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is fair game on Denzel's part, because they do be trolling. I will say anybody black out there during Cannes Film Festival. It seems like
Well, the French have a little. They got a little touch.
they got a
racism.
little
touchy.
spice.
A little touch of racism in there.
Oh.
A little touch.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, Denzel's in the right, man.
Denzel is fair. That's fair
Yes.
They
game.
lucky
Especially
Denzel didn't
because
slap somebody.
he got in the man's face and said, "I told you to stop touching me. Stop touching me."
Denzel's so grown now and so like established. If he had smacked him, it would have been well deserved,
I'm also like, why is the photographer touching you at all?
Why?
Because you're on a certain side of the line. Kelly
They're too
Rowland's
close.
situation is different because it's security, and security is directing people,
Grabbing his
even
arm
though
is
the
wrong.
security was still wrong.
I don't think people should be touching other people.
Grabbing his arm.
I just
is-
don't
is
think. I don't
ridiculous.
care.
I
if
can't
you're-
believe he grabbed his arm.
He grabbed his arm after he said to him,
What?
"Don't touch me. Do not touch me. I told you don't touch me." And he grabbed his arm again. That's the part for me
If he had
where
Will Smith him, he would have been wrong, right?
right.
But remember, Denzel was even the one who told Will Smith, he was like, the devil will come to you at what did he say? At your highest point of success or something like that. So to know that he even gave Will Smith that talk after the situation with that tells you that Denzel rarely comes out of his character, especially in a public setting like this.
Yeah.
So it's like it has. I mean,
he kept his composure.
Yeah.
All things considered.
I seen him have to put people in their place a couple times.
At the basketball game, I remember that too.
He done it a couple times, man. He's not gonna. He don't like being. He actually don't like being touched. I see that.
He's right.
He's like, you don't touch Denzel.
People make it a point to want to go viral and have these moments with celebrities just to say that they were a part of that, and it's really whack because you're really violent. You disrespecting somebody for no reason.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna say it's fair game.
It's fair game.
Yeah. So, anyways, what are you watching right now, Ash? I'll start with you.
I just finished You.
Oh.
You know, I've never started You.
No, it's so good.
I've tried to start it, and everybody does say it's so good, but I just never started it.
It's for sure one of the best.
It's with the dude that was from Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
Oh,
played Dan Humphries.
Penn Badgley.
He didn't really age on some crazy shit.
He does look the same.
He's on some real. How long ago was that? Like 20 years ago?
Yeah,
a long
almost.
time ago, yeah.
Yo, how old is he?
The same. He's in his 40s probably.
Yo, that dude look 30. He still looked. I thought he was 30 then. He still looked 30. Yeah.
Give us the base of what the show is about.
So it's about a serial killer, and he's like a cross-trek lover kind of vibes. Like he loves the person he's with, but he loves him so much that he'll kill anyone that's trying to do anything as far as like let's say it's a friend of hers, it's a girl that's talking shit about her behind her back. He hears about it. He offs her.
Gotcha.
I love that. Know? Kill for me.
Like he's like that. He just offers you. But
I love that. Kill for me.
But when you
love me, kill for me.
Don't kill for me.
No. It's not good though. It's dark. Because when the women find out that he's doing that, some of them do actually still love him, but he ends up getting in a situation where he loves them for them loving him, but then obviously he's a guy, so he loves other girls.
So he's a serial dater and a serial killer at the same time?
He's a serial cheater.
Does he have a job? This is giving unemployed.
He has jobs. And he dates wealthy women. He dates wealthy women.
Okay.
Smart.
He's smart.
But he kills them all.
He kills all the wealthy women?
Okay, wait. Stop telling us everything.
Is he in the trust?
Now I need to see that part. All right.
Is he in the wills? Is he just out here collecting coins?
He's running around. It's a great show.
Wow. He's putting the rich women through the mattress and he's out here killing their ops and getting their money?
He's doing it all.
I'm not going to hold you. That sounds like a great existence in 2025.
It's diabolical. I ain't going to lie.
Hello. What are you watching right now?
That. What am I watching? I really love Friends and Neighbors on Apple.
I've never
Oh, it's so good. John Hamm could do no wrong. If you ever watched Mad Men, John Hamm is the star of Mad Men. Yeah, John Hamm is in that show, and it's good. It's about he's a wealthy hedge fund guy, and he ends up losing his job, and he lives in Westchester, New York, and which is a really wealthy. It's like the Bel Air of New York, right? Mm-hmm. And so he ends up losing his job, and he gets desperate to make money, so he starts robbing his friends and his neighbors because everybody's multimillionaires, and he's like, they're not gonna miss this. They're not going to miss this Patek. They have 5 more. His wife's not going to miss these Birkins. She's got 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he starts stealing from his neighbors. And then one of the neighbors randomly gets murdered. And he has nothing to do with it. But he happened to be robbing the house when the guy got murdered.
Oh, shit.
So now he's, you know what I'm saying? So there's this whole storyline around this. But it's very good. It's called Friends and Neighbors.
That actually
Apple
does
TV.
sound really good.
It's on Apple. It's on Apple Plus.
Y'all didn't watch the Black Mirrors, the new ones that came out?
No, I still haven't watched it. I do like other Black Mirrors,
what's
but
I haven't watched Issa Rae's in one of them. You didn't watch it?
Art's imitating too much life for me right now. Black Mirror feels like there's too many things in Black Mirror that there's too many things that feel like they could happen in real life right now, and it's just triggering. So I haven't done a deep dive into the new season of Black Mirror.
Her episode is interesting. She's like a lesbian.
Yeah.
She's like a what?
She's like a
lesbian? Somehow.
She's like a lesbian, or
she's like a lesbian.
It's hard to explain.
It's not really a lesbian?
She's a character. She's an AI character. She's going inside a video game as an AI or a show as an AI character.
Oh, that's like the Anthony Mackie episode.
So they look at her like she's
exactly
like that. Like they're looking at her like she's a boy. But
that episode was
that episode's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that episode's crazy.
A little bit.
I was like, that's some different shit.
Remember they were like,
yeah,
it was like gay in the video game, but then not in real life.
It was some different shit.
Homies in real life.
It was so different.
Listen.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like those are things that could happen in real. You know what I mean?
Dead ass.
Hey, whoever thought of the episodes, that was some mind fuck shit.
And Mobland, that's the other thing I'm watching.
Oh,
You watching
Mobland.
I haven't started
Yeah,
that.
no, I've been hearing about
Listen,
this. It's
Tom
fire?
Hardy, Pierce Brosnan. I'm a movie and TV nerd.
I
I'm
like
a
Pierce
Tom Hardy. I'm a
Brosnan.
big
Helen
Tom Hardy
Mirren.
fan. He
It's
cold as
it's
fuck.
Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie directed it. So it's anything Paramount Plus for me is always a win because I love Taylor Sheridan shows, Yellowstone, Landman, Mayor of Kingstown.
Yeah, it's on Showtime as well.
Yeah, so I watch it on Paramount Plus, but it's fire. It's a fire show.
Jam packed with some good actors. Huh?
Yep, Tom Hardy it's basically just about mob families. In
Tom Hardy's so cool, man.
Tom Hardy is
He's
so
cool as hell.
I actually reposted a quote that he had just posted recently. Where
I
he was
seen that.
saying-
Yeah.
And he said in the interview that the older he got, he felt like he was losing friends, but then he realized he wasn't losing friends. He was just losing people that didn't need to be in his life. And
Right.
he worded it differently, obviously, but it was like such a real statement. I was like, damn.
Tom Hardy, he walked into MMA like competition randomly and just like jumped in it. Nobody knew who he was and just won the shit.
Is he MMA trained?
He just practiced for a little bit, got some
Wow.
training, walked into open competition and won. Like a real wrestling. I was like, yo, this is a cool dude.
The character he plays in this show is wild. Like one of the latest episodes, I'm not going to give you all the full synopsis. One of the latest episodes, one of the kids one of the mob kids is sleeping with his daughter. And so he's in his face like, yeah, like she's coming to get this quality meat, this quality wagyu in his face. And he totally keeps his composure. And he's like, sit down with me for a second. And the kid is waiting on him to lose it, right? And he's like, yo, at the end of the day, my daughter is the most beautiful, brilliant person. And if she chooses you, I trust her choices. And the kid is just there flabbergasted. And he's like, and be clear, I work for you. I work for your family. You're absolutely right. So I will be there with you every step of the way. Like, mad supportive. And he's like, and you're going to, at some point, you're going to ascend and you're going to take over the business. You're going to rise to the top. You're going to get to the top. And I'll be there standing right next to you. And if you don't play your cards right, I'll push you off. And mad calm, mad quiet. And then
if you don't play your cards right, I'll push you off.
And it's like, but don't worry, like you can keep doing what you're doing with my daughter. I trust her. If she's choosing you, then that's fine.
But
like it was such a moment of like,
I'm afraid to have a daughter.
oh my God, I'm
Right.
praying. I'm
No, right.
praying. I'm praying if I have a kid, I have a son. I don't want a daughter. Please God.
I'm afraid of both because then it's like you have to worry about like sons getting into trouble too. But I think boys need more help navigating the world at a younger age than women do. I feel like the time is unkind to everybody, but I think women have it harder when they're older, and men have it easier when they're older. And I think girls have it easier when they're younger, and boys have it harder when they're younger. And I think that the shaping and the prep for
I definitely feel that as I get older. Like it was definitely things were a lot
it's gonna get
different when I
easier
was
for you
younger.
when you're older. When
Things are-
the older women get, the less kind the world is to us, right?
Yeah,
for y'all, it's
definitely.
like you could become a millionaire, billionaire at 50 years old and be winning in life for the rest of your days, and you could have your pick of the litter, any woman you want, any life you want. For women, it's not the same.
If you're a woman, you become a billionaire at 50. You see, like you're just like
You could still
gonna be
maybe,
lit,
but you not unless you Kris Jenner, you definitely not. gonna
unless you
have-
Kris Jenner, she going crazy.
Yeah,
Unless
she is
she's
going
going
crazy.
crazy.
Not out here
I ain't
like
gonna lie,
I
she's
want to
a-
date you.
I
and
seen a
getting it.
Did y'all seen that? I seen a birthday clip where she did some crazy shit. Like it was she did a song and was like shouting out all her best friends.
Kris
like,
Jenner?
Yo,
She better go
y'all,
out.
y'all
Look,
damn near can pull
Kris
it up.
Jenner
She got
said-
a song like it's so
Hey,
crazy.
Tom, Kris Jenner trying to keep up with the Kardashians
I love
herself,
Kris
and
Jenner.
we love
Kris
her
Jenner
for
made
it.
them. Are you kidding
Yo,
me?
she's
Literally
mad
and figuratively made them. I love Kris Jenner is the blueprint. But
Yes.
Forever is another show that I watched on Netflix. Did y'all see Forever?
We talked about
I
that
heard
on the
about
last
it. Yeah, I
episode.
watched- I watched
So
it. I watched
good.
the first-
You have to watch
I watched
it.
the
but
first
I heard
couple
it is
episodes. That
good.
dude was actually a good actor.
He's
pretty good.
so
Yeah.
good.
He's very like you got to watch
Yeah.
him still. Like he's one of those people that you constantly looking at.
It's a
He's
good show. And shout out to Wood Harris because I feel like he's just such an underrated actor. He
Yeah.
plays the dad.
So we're getting a little bit over time.
All right,
I wanted
sorry,
to ask
talking
you
too
guys
much.
before you go, what's
Mhm.
next? Because that's what I like to ask on this show. So Bridget, what is next for you?
What is next? Honestly, just pushing and producing the shows. I produce a show called For Better or Best. It's a podcast. It's with two of my really good friends. They're a married couple.
Nice.
Young Black, successful in tech. They're entrepreneurs. They talk about family building, legacy building, all the things. I think they have a really great niche audience, and so we're building that show out. I have a show that's behind a paywall on Patreon called Everything Is Fine. And I'm working on a music project that's coming out in the fall. So I'm
Yes,
excited for
can't
that.
wait to hear that.
Yeah, I'm
Ash.
hoping. I'm trying not to treat it like She by Sheree. I'm trying to spring, summer, fall, winter.
Don't give it an actual date.
I'm not gonna give it an actual date. I'm like fall. I think.
Ash, what's next?
I'm still gonna be working on my store. I'm looking for good brands, like good brands to put in that besides like, you know, the Mason Margielas and all the high fashion. So if there's any good brands that are around and y'all are trying to put them in a store, contact us. We definitely can do that. And also I'm doing a short film soon.
Fire.
So I'm just working on little things here and there.
I love that.
You know?
We're here for short films. That's the wave right now.
Love a short
That's
film.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, congrats on
Definitely.
everything, and I wish the best for you both. I want to thank both of my guests for coming today. Shout out to Ashwell Boyd and Bridget Kelly in the building. This is Jay Ryan's What's Next. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned, guys.
See you next time.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Crazy. Lately I feel like escaping. I get so numb when